Diddy, the allegations?
Go back up, look, don't lean, don't lean. Jennifer, your sign, don't lean. You guys your sign.
You go to her house, why are agents showing up to her house? How do you get information from a celebrity like this?
We're talking about the SDNY here. It's a high-profile prosecutor's office that is used to dealing with politicians, celebrities. They have mechanisms and things.
What if Jennifer Lopez, America's beloved pop icon, wasn't as innocent as we believed? Today, a bombshell lawsuit pulls her into a chilling scandal involving her ex, Sean P. Diddy Combs, and the accusations are jaw-dropping. Accused of knowing about an alleged videotape and staying silent, J.Lo is now at the center of explosive allegations dating back to the 1990s, and everything because now a hostile inmate decided to talk.
You filed a motion for a temporary restraining order and/or a preliminary injunction to stop all sales of the property and assets attached to or involved with said property based on the interest of plaintiff and plaintiff's connections to defendant's sexual assault of plaintiff Derek Lee Cardello Smith, requiring a preliminary injunction and/or a temporary.
Derek Cardello Smith isn't just another normal victim or a bribed spokesperson. He's a Michigan prison inmate with a long history of convictions. His crimes were inhuman. But even serving a decades-long sentence, Smith claims he was also a victim of Sean P. Diddy Combs in a chilling incident back in 1997. He further alleges that Diddy used his influence to cover up the crime, involving police and legal systems in a wide-reaching conspiracy. At first glance, Smith's claims might sound far-fetched, but the case gained traction when a judge initially awarded him a $100 million judgment after Diddy's legal team failed to respond to the lawsuit. That judgment was later overturned when Diddy's lawyers argued they had no idea about the case, labeling it as frivolous and baseless. But Smith didn't back down. Representing himself, Smith has filed extensive claims accusing Diddy of using threats and intimidation to silence him and his family. True or not, his allegations add a significant and unexpected twist to Diddy's ongoing legal troubles. But before we take a closer look at Jennifer Lopez's connection, let's zoom out and take a look at the bigger picture. P. Diddy isn't just facing one lawsuit. He's buried under a mountain of legal issues because, over the years, numerous allegations have been made against him. Diddy's legal team has dismissed all allegations as fabrications, labeling accuser Derek Smith a serial litigant. Yet, mounting lawsuits of the most horrible crimes are tarnishing Diddy's legacy. Amid this storm, Jennifer Lopez's unexpected involvement adds a shocking twist no one saw coming. But she's apparently as guilty as him.
Their first public appearance was September 1999 at the MTV Music Awards, and the following year, when they were together, was where she wore that infamous Versace green dress at the Grammys. The couple were on red carpets together. They went to Combs' famous white party together. Big A-list couple. In fact, there is a photo of them together, lying in a white bed with giant pillows, and in another photo, they're in that same bed with other people.
To understand why Jennifer Lopez is being pulled into this legal drama, we need to revisit her relationship with P. Diddy. Back in 1999, the two were the epitome of a power couple. She was the rising star of Hollywood and the music industry, and he was the king of hip-hop. Their whirlwind romance dominated headlines, but it wasn't without its controversies. One of the most infamous incidents occurred in December 1999 when Diddy, Lopez, and their entourage were involved in a nightclub shooting in New York City. While Diddy and his bodyguard were acquitted, rapper Shine went to prison, and the drama put an undeniable strain on their relationship. Their 2001 breakup didn't erase their pop culture ties. Now, Smith's lawsuit claims Lopez knew of a tape showing Diddy assaulted him and stayed silent under his pressure. He alleges that Diddy forced her to remain silent, leveraging their relationship to keep her from speaking out. Smith even claims that a New York police officer, Derek Palmer, questioned Lopez about the video, and her response confirmed its existence. Smith's filing paints a dramatic picture of Lopez's alleged involvement, But let's be clear, there's no concrete evidence tying her to these claims at this point. Lopez has not publicly commented on the lawsuit, and it remains unclear whether she will be called to testify. Still, the idea of J.Lo being dragged into such a dark and convoluted legal battle is enough to make anyone sit up and pay attention. Whether Smith's claims hold water or not, her name being associated with these allegations is a PR nightmare for one of the most beloved entertainers in the world. But what's next? Diddy's legal team hasn't minced words when it comes to addressing this lawsuit. They flat out dismiss the claims as frivolous, going as far as to call Derek Cardello Smith, the prison inmate behind the allegations, a serial litigant. And they might have a point. Smith has filed over 170 lawsuits in various courts, most of which have been dismissed for lack of merit. His history of litigation has given Diddy's lawyers plenty of ammunition to paint him as someone desperate for attention. Diddy's lawyers seek sanctions against Smith, calling his claims baseless and damaging. Their goal: discredit Smith and derail the case. But amidst this high-stakes legal battle, what does it mean for J.Lo? According to the lawsuit,
Sexual assault of the plaintiff was recorded, distributed, and held by the defendant at his New York residence and recording studio. And during the relationship with Jennifer Lopez, she was made privy to this video that was taken by Sean Combs and his employee Kirk Burrows. She, J.Lo, has known this video existed and was in existence and took no action to make it known to anyone in law enforcement, and that she was even questioned by New York Police Detective Derek Palmer about this matter, and that the report will show that her answers to this tape was and still remains a resounding yes to its existence.
This is where things get even more interesting. According to Smith, Lopez is a key witness who has information that could potentially blow the case wide open. If she's called to testify, her words could have a huge impact on the case, either supporting Smith's narrative or further discrediting him. Because as we know, there are dozens, or who knows, hundreds of videos like this, according to the accusation.
The evidence against the defendant, which would be made public at trial, includes substantial evidence that is highly sensitive and has the potential to significantly and negatively impact the defendant's reputation. For example, dozens of video recordings created by the defendant of freak-offs with victims.
Let's be real. Diddy's legacy is already hanging by a thread. Over the years, he's been a titan in the music industry. But these lawsuits and allegations are casting a long shadow over his career. The sheer number of claims against him is enough to make even his most loyal fans question everything. And now, with this case adding another layer of controversy, it's hard to see how he recovers from this. These kinds of allegations aren't just legal issues, they're cultural. We're living in a time when powerful figures are being held accountable for their actions, and Diddy's or Jennifer Lopez's case is no exception. Whether or not they are found guilty in court, the court of public opinion is already weighing in. The longer these lawsuits drag on, the more their reputation suffers. For someone like Diddy, who built an empire on being larger than life, this legal saga could mark the beginning of a very public downfall. But what is Jennifer Lopez's position about these new accusations?
The prosecutors at the SDNY may tell her, look, we don't want you to make any statements in the media at all about anything you observed, what happened with P.Diddy, your relationship, because again, that would be cannon fodder for cross-examination. Stay away from that. And when we go to trial,
the big question is how Lopez will handle this. Will she stay silent as she has so far, or will she address the allegations head-on? Her legal team is likely weighing every option, knowing that even a single misstep could spark a media frenzy. And let's not forget the potential emotional toll. Being dragged into something this serious isn't just a professional challenge, it's a personal one. Whether she likes it or not, her next steps will shape how this chapter of her story is written. And the media plays a huge role in cases like this. And let's be honest, it loves a good scandal. The fact that Jennifer Lopez is involved only adds to the intrigue, making this story impossible to ignore. Is this just the start of something even bigger? Is it the downfall of Hollywood? Let's find out. Meanwhile, if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and check this one next. where we go through more important news about this case.